I get a lot of people that reach out to me, especially a lot of young people, when it comes to business credit. But there's a lot of misconceptions out here, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, when it comes to business credit. And in addition to that, the business credit arena, or the credit arena as a whole, is always, changing from quarter to quarter. So I'm gonna go over several things. All right. So the first thing that I want to go over is this whole tier system, right? So you'll see in like Facebook groups, or you'll see, even on Instagram, some places, that business credit is in tiers. So you have like tier 1 and tier 2. That may be like, net 30s and net 60s, net 90s, or what's the Granger and all of these different companies. Now, when I first started business credit a long time ago, I thought that was the way to build business credit, and then you graduate and graduate and graduate. But what I come to find out is, as I've gotten more business credit and over the years, is that none of that is true. Okay. Currently, right now, I have never had a net 30. I've never had a Granger account, or any of these office supply stores that you buy from and pay it and then they report. I've never had a net 30, but yet I have a ton of business credit. Okay. Net 30s only on business credit. Okay. Let's just focus on net 30s. Net 30s will only get you other net 30s, but they will be like store cards. They won't be Visa or MasterCards. The majority of these companies are just going to issue you lines of credit that are net 30, net 60, net 90, and just store credit cards that you can use at the store. So what a lot of people are missing is, people think that they can net 30 their way into these big credit cards. And I'm here to tell you that you cannot do that. It doesn't work that way. Business credit is based off of your personal credit. If you go to Bank of America, Truist, Wells Fargo, PNC, Navy Federal, any of these large banks, and say you want business credit, they're not going to look at your business credit profile. They're not going to look at a Paydex. Nobody looks at the Paydex. There are a few net 30 account vendors that will look at the Paydex, but when it comes to big boy, what I call universal credit, meaning big boy credit cards, lines of credit, and loans, none of them are going to look at your business credit. They're going to look at you as an individual. Okay, they're going to look at your personal credit. Now, each bank, they're going to have a difference in the credit bureau that they use. Some may use Equifax, some may use Experian, some may use TransUnion. Just depends on the institution. But for the most part, your personal credit will determine your business credit. Okay, like I said, I've never had a net 30, a net 60, net 90. I actually got my first net 60 on Saturday. I was out with some of the homies, and I just applied for one real quick. It was for like Wayfair or something, through Capital One. So I got like a net 60 line of credit through Wayfair. I'm not even going to use it. I just applied to see if I could get it. But the whole point of this video is to tell you that if you have bad personal credit, nobody's going to give you business credit, because it's like personal credit, then the next tier is business credit. So if you can't even get a personal credit card, you're not going to get a business credit card. The first thing that these major banks, and we're talking about the big boys, Bank of America, PNC, Truist, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal, the first thing they do is run a personal credit check. So for example, if you apply for a business credit card, they're going to run your personal credit and look at how you treat your credit cards. Okay. So if your credit cards are maxed out, they're not going to give you a business credit card. Because even if you have maxed out personal credit cards, most institutions won't even give you another personal credit card. Because it's like, look at how you treat your other credit. Why would we give you more? You see where this is going? If you apply for a line of credit, they're going to look at your personal credit and see if you have anything, to see if you have any other trade lines that they can compare that to. Now, if you're somebody that's watching this and you have an established business, you have all your stuff in order, and you have paid off credit cards, you can literally go to a lot of institutions and get as much business credit as you need as far as credit cards. Now, once you start getting over like 50K, 100K, stuff like that, that's when you'll start to have to produce like tax returns and stuff like that. Now, it is possible for you to get credit without using your personal credit as far as business credit. And that's if your company or your organization is making like $10 million a year. they'll ask for like your tax returns or profit and loss statement. That's the only way to go into these institutions, these major institutions, and get big boy lines of credit, get big boy credit cards, is, without using your personal credit, is if you have a very high income, like $10 million and up. If you're making 10 million plus, the majority of these places will give you business credit without you using your personal credit, because that's a very large, income, that they're willing to take a risk on. Okay. And again, you have to provide tax returns. They'll probably make you fill out a 4506T, and they'll probably also want to see bank statements. So I just wanted to just kind of like dispel some of these rumors, because people, reach out to me and talk about these tier systems. You don't need tiers. You need good personal credit. Okay. If you want to be in the best position to get business credit, pay off all of your personal credit cards or pay them down. These banks can see like a chart almost of how your personal credit is used. So like if you have like, I think Credit Karma shows it, but I know also the Experian app, they'll show like a map, like, okay, in January, your utilization was this high, but now your utilization is this low, and it's been this low for this amount of time. Like they can see all of that stuff. So essentially, the best thing to do before you apply for business credit is to pay your credit cards down, really low. Like if you can get it to like 5% or below, 0 is always the best, because the way they see it is, if you treat your personal credit cards that good, then you'll treat our business credit cards just as good. And that's pretty much how it works. It's like, if you have bad credit, why would I issue you business credit? Just for you to mess that up too. Right? So it's like a risk type of thing. They evaluate the risk of giving your business credit based on your personal credit. Now, there are also other factors such as your time in business, and also, your type of business. Like I get approved for most business credit cards because I don't have a risky business. None of my businesses are considered risky except for the exotic cars. But in that case, I never go to a bank and say, hey, I got this exotic car business, I need some money. Like they're going to say, hell no. But I see people that want to get into trucking, right? That's a risky business. 80% of credit cards are going to deny you if you're in the trucking industry. They have specific credit cards for the trucking industry, but the majority of the majors, they look at trucking as risky. They look at, real estate as risky. I would never approach a bank and say, as a real estate agent, as a real estate business, and ask for a line of credit or a credit card. Because it's in a risky category. My options will be limited. Okay. Now I know a lot of people are going to ask me, how do I go around having a risky business? As far as real estate, okay, my real estate business is a marketing firm, not a real estate business. So you got to kind of know how to maneuver in that. But anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to just tell you all, when it comes to business credit, if you're somebody that's new to business credit, you can't net 30 your way to some big boy stuff, okay? They don't look at your business credit reports. They look strictly, for the most part, I think PayPal business credit card will look at your Experian and your Experian business. But they're looking at your Experian business just to verify the information that you gave them. But they're using your personal credit to actually qualify you, okay? And I know a lot of people want to find shortcuts around this, and there's not. Fix your personal credit if it is bad. Pay off your credit cards if they're maxed out. Okay, that is the fastest way and the best way for you to get business credit. All of these shortcuts, trying to net 30 your way, it doesn't work. All right, every business credit card that I have, not one institution, except for PayPal, looked at my business credit report. All right, and again, the only other one is Sam's Club. But again, with Sam's Club, right? So with Sam's Club, they issue you a store card initially. And once you use that for a certain amount of time, they then upgrade you to a MasterCard. So the original the first Sam's Club credit card that you'll get when you do a no PG is going to be pretty much a store card. And then they graduate you once they see you're responsible with that. So that's pretty much the only institution that will give you an actual credit card without you using your personal credit. So outside of that, any other bank you go to, they're going to run your personal credit first. And if it's over a certain amount, then they'll ask for tax returns and documents. So I just want to just throw this video out there because I get hit up a lot about this business credit and these tiers and these net 30s and all that. You cannot net 30 your way to real big boy credit. It is all based on your personal credit when it comes to the big leagues.